So Dr. Shobna, your scenario is 2 months old Jason, normal before, suddenly presented with apnea, shortness of breath, cyanosis. Father got worried and rushed to the hospital. And Jason was connected to the cardiorespiratory monitor. Pulse rate was 280 beats per minute. SVT was diagnosed, and the baby's head was immersed in ice cold water. No adenosine was given, and heart rate reverted to normal. Then ECG showed short PR interval, delta wave, and diagnosis of WPW syndrome was done. Explain the diagnosis and management to Father John. Okay, this is your task. Now I am keeping the time for you. Do you want anything to be repeated?
No, doctor. The name of the father isn't there.
John.
Yeah.
Okay, once the time finishes, I'll let you know.
I see.
Just 1 second, I'll set the time for. It is 6 minutes and 3 minutes, right?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, you can start now.
Hello, I'm Dr. Shobna, one of the children's doctor working in the unit. Am I speaking with the father of Jason?
Yes, doctor, it's me.
Is it all right if I call you as John?
Sure, doctor, no problem.
Hi, John. I wanted to speak with you regards to Jason's condition. Is it the right time for you?
Yes, doctor, I'm very much worried. I want someone to tell me what's happening with Jason.
Yes, yes, I can understand that you have been very worried. We just wanted to stabilize him before we come and speak with you. If you want, you can bring someone else. We can go to somewhere quiet to speak about this.
No, doctor. No one. I was the one who rushed the baby to the hospital. No one with me right now, but I'm very much worried. You can go ahead.
Okay. So, Jason, when you brought him, he had a heartbeat which was very high. Can you tell me the background which you know regarding Jason's condition as of now?
Doctor, actually, you should tell me. I don't know anything. I just rushed him to the hospital, but I see some unusual things being done with Jason without asking me. That's why
Sure.
I'm very much worried.
I'm really sorry that we had to do that without asking with you. But as I told you, it was a very emergency situation where we had to bring down his heartbeat. Which I told you, it was like for us and all, the heartbeat is normally for that age group, it is 120 to 160. But when you brought him, his heartbeat was 280 to 300, which was really high for that age group. So we had to immediately bring it down. And we had to find the reason why his heartbeat was increasing. That's why we took time to take ECG to find the reason and then come and speak with you. Can I explain to you what has happened to Jason?
Yes, doctor, but before that, you are telling all this ECG and all. I don't know what it is.
I'm extremely sorry. I'll make it clear before I finish this conversation with you.
Okay,
Sorry.
Sure. Okay.
So, Jason, he's having some problem with his heart. It is called as a very scary name. It is supraventricular tachycardia, which we call as SVT. I'll give you pamphlets regarding this so that you will know the name. So as of now, we'll call it as SVT.
Okay, doctor, but I have not heard about it any time before. This is the first time I'm hearing.
Yeah, I can understand. It's a very rare condition. So that's all right. I'll go through it with you. Don't be tensed. Can understand it is a very difficult situation for you.
Okay.
So as you know, the heart has 4 rooms.
Okay.
Approximate heart. So 2 rooms receives blood and 2 rooms pumps out blood.
Okay.
As you know, heart is a pumping machine. So for the pump to work, it has to have some current to pass through it, heart to
Okay.
pump in the correct time. So the current starts from here in this chamber or the room, and it passes in between all the 4 rooms, which spreads out to the whole heart. So this is what happens normally for everyone. So the current starts from one room and passes along all the 4 rooms, causing a contraction of the heart, which pumps out blood through these 2
Okay.
blood tubes. For Jason, what happened was there are some extra connections here. So even before this this electricity passes through the whole 4 chambers, normally these extra connections are causing a extra circuit, like a short circuit.
Okay.
So the pumping machine is not effective. Even when his heartbeat was 280, when you brought him, the heartbeat was higher, but the pump was not working effectively. You know, the ice water which you are telling that we immersed him in the ice water, it immediately decreased his heartbeat.
Yes, doctor, that is what I wanted to ask. That was what made me angry. That why did they put
Yeah.
my child's head in the ice cold water? You know, it's so cold, and
Yeah.
my child is just 2 months old, and they put him in the ice cold water without asking me. As soon as they see, they dipped him in the ice cold water, which made me worried. And this is what I want to ask: why did they do so?
I'm really sorry that you had to go through with that. But as you know, the medicines given for the condition, it might take like 5 or 10 minutes to load the medicine, get his IV line and everything. Until that 5 minutes, it is important that we correct his heartbeat. So if the way we did, if we put him in that ice water, there are some extra some different ways by which the
Three
heart
minutes left.
rate can be
Okay.
controlled.
6 minutes finished, 3 minutes left. Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
So it was good that his heartbeat was controlled just by immersing, by putting him in that ice water. Immediately his heart rate got
When we
corrected. He
put in the
didn't even.
ice water, what happens, doctor? When we put his, how the heart got controlled? What is the connection between the
So,
face and the heart?
as you know, if you see something very difficult, like if you see some blood, some people, if they see blood or see something fearful, they'll faint, right? That
Okay.
is because of a reflex. Like if we get something making us afraid, some nerve will be getting stimulated, which got stimulated when we put that put Jason in that ice cold water.
Yeah.
It is called a vagal reflex. I can give you leaflets regarding that, but it is normally done for children presenting with this condition. It's not like Jason had to go through some difficult
Okay.
condition.
Okay, doctor, I want to ask you,
So
since
yeah,
I saw my child was breathless, blue, I want to ask you,
yeah.
is he going to die with this condition?
Even I wanted to speak with it. As you know, we are going. The next step would be, chances are he might be getting this electrical short circuit repeatedly because of the extra connections. So, as you know, as of now, this is not a life-threatening critical condition he is now with, because he has stabilized, but he can get the same problem repeatedly. So the main treatment will be medicines. If the medicines are not working, we might need to do some minor surgery.
Oh,
Which
this condition, we can go in for surgery as well.
no, yeah. The first thing is we will try medicines, whether it is controlling with medicine. But as you know, if we do a surgery to remove these extra parts, chances are and the sudden, as I told you, the as you saw him that blue and breathing difficulty and the sudden episode, won't be coming once again.
So how should I follow my child?
Okay, as you know, I have to speak with my consultant, and we'll speak with another heart doctor regarding this. I will give you leaflets regarding this. You have a go through with that, and I'll arrange a meeting with all three of us together, where you can ask your doubts, and the heart doctor can explain to you regarding the medicine. In the meanwhile, we can plan for the minor surgery which I told you about. The heart doctor will explain to you regarding the same. Am I clear till now?
Yes, doctor, you are clear, but I am worried if this similar episode happens again at home.
Yeah, yes. As you know,
I'm
I'll
finished,
be,
but just conclude fast, okay? Okay.
yeah. I'll tell you how we have to manage if this happens at home. The same ice cold water you can do at home itself. So before you go, we'll have a meeting where we'll explain to you how to manage him during that emergency situation, and we'll give him a card, open access card. You can directly bring him here, and um, we'll teach you what you have to do in that situation. This do you know the CPR? Sorry, the if someone is having any fainting or something, we help them with during emergency rescue, right? We'll teach you and your another partner regarding the same, how to do that for your baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can I
doctor.
just tell you a gist of what we spoke now?
Sure, sure.
So Jason has been diagnosed with a condition with there is some electrical disturbance in his heart, which has already be settled without medications. So we are planning to uh, treat it with medicines or with surgery after speaking with my consultant and the heart doctor. Is it all right with you?
Okay, doctor.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will tell you step by step. First thing was your first thing, introduction. You introduced yourself and also checked that was he the father of Jason.
Jason.
Okay, and you also asked the permission that how should you call him as John. This was all right. And then you asked for the attender. That was also good. You asked for the previous knowledge. All these basic things were okay. But when you're explaining, actually, as we told in communication, only 30 seconds you have to speak. You should try to limit yourself to speak. If you are anyway, anytime if you feel that I am exceeding 30 seconds, which you yourself will feel, you have to stop immediately and ask, are you with me? Are you with me? Or are you understanding what I am saying? Like this. If the role player is just quiet and going on listening to you, still you have to pause and ask. There are some role players who don't speak at all. There are different types of role players in the exam. Okay. Some role players don't speak much. If you go on speaking, you will be undermarked because you did not stop and checked with them. You don't know whether they are understanding or not understanding. This is one thing. Some role players don't let you speak at all. They keep on interrupting you. You will be telling something, they want to interrupt and jump to the next question. In such a situation also, if they interrupt you and jump to the next question, you will stop there and you will also go with the flow. Okay, there are some role players who are in between, who are very good, like they will listen to you and also they will ask the questions. So you should, when you are practicing with your friends, you should try to practice with all types of role players. Means you can ask ones to do like this, like that. But here what was happening is you were explaining, it's not the question of the knowledge. Mashallah, your knowledge is very good, but the thing is I was the one who stopped and asking the questions because I had so many questions, which in the same way, all the role player who will be there in the exam, he will have a set of questions and he has to finish those questions, and these has to be targeted within the time of 9 minutes. Okay. So I had the questions which were not finished before 9 minutes because you were talking more. What my suggestion for you is try to speak less and don't use any words like ECG or CPR, all these things for the father, which is not needed. But if you tell ECG, before telling ECG, explain to him it is the electrical recording of the heart. Okay. And before telling CPR, actually your task is to explain WPW and its management. I do agree. But if you get into the CPR, it itself is a big topic which has to be explained separately. But when we say these words, you know, the difficulty is the time limit. I know that if we have a meeting of 1 hour with a father, we can discuss lots of things. But in this situation, you did well, mashallah, you did well. But the thing what I'm telling you is, only where you have to work out is after 30 seconds, stop yourself and ask. Even though there is, you want to tell, you have taken one topic, for example, now you are explaining what is WPW to the father. You have drawn the heart. Okay. Now you explained the path. You draw the heart. Then what happened? You told that this is SA node. This is AV node. Means you did not tell the node names. It is good. I am just telling you people. We'll just tell the electrical pathway of the heart will go like this. We'll just tell the father that this is a normal heart. And for the contraction of the heart, you very well explained that for the contraction of the heart, we need an electrical action or electrical pathway, which is there in our heart, which goes from here like this spreads. But in this child, what happens? There is an extra pathway which is bypassing. You can say that this extra pathway is bypassing the electrical activity from the normal pathway, and the impulses are reaching earlier than normal. This is one of the reason for the fast. Since the pathway is short, more impulses are reaching in a short period of time. This is the reason why the heart is very fast. Did you get my point? Normally, Dr. Shobna, you're listening to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. See, normally what happens, you can just tell him, no need to tell AV node, SA node. You did not tell, that is very good. Now you have to tell him normal, then you have to explain him abnormal. Normally what happens, the electrical activity or the electrical pathway or the electrical impulse, you can use anything, whichever is easy for you. The electrical impulse will travel from here to here, then it spreads to the 2 chambers. You can tell like this. As you told, that heart is a 4-chambered structure. There are 2 upper chambers and there are 2 lower chambers. Normally, the electrical activity will start from this right upper chamber, will go to the center here, then it spreads out to the 2 lower chambers. So it takes a minimum period of time. No need to mention the time also. It takes some time. But here what happens, there is an extra pathway which is bypassing this normal pathway. That means more impulses are reaching in a short period of time than what happens in normal pathway. Okay. Are you, see, this is how you will explain them. Since there is an extra short pathway, it is short, it is not as long. So the same impulse is reaching the lower chambers faster than usually what normally happens. This is the reason your child's heart is racing very fast. And then when you say SVT, then you will explain that this racing of the heart, we call it as, this fast racing of the heart, we call it as supraventricular tachycardia. Then you did not explain about WPW only for him. Did you tell? Or maybe I missed, or
No, ma'am, I should have told that this pathway condition is called WP.
Yeah, SVT you explained in the beginning only. But you have to mention, because in your task, the task was explain WPW and its management. But SVT is a part of WPW. It's an acute attack of WPW, right? So you will explain this presence of extra pathway in your child's heart we call it as WPW. Now he will ask me, he may ask you a question. Here it was not asked, but I am telling you. He may ask you a question that, doctor, no scan, nothing was done. This happened suddenly, right? Then no scan and no electrical activity of my child's heart was tested. Then how do you know that my child has this condition? If he asks this question, how do you answer?
So with the high heartbeat, we know that it was SVT, and as you know, we did the electrical recording, which showed
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
specific changes of this WPW.
you have to say, don't use the word ECG direct. First, explain what is ECG. You can tell him that, yes, we did, and after, once your child was stabilized, or once your child was okay, or once your child came out of this racing heart, you can use the word racing heart. It is very common. You can say that once your child is out of the racing heart, we did an electrical recording of your child's heart. We call this as ECG. Then after telling ECG, mnemonics, just don't stop for the mnemonics. Explain what is SVT. Don't stop for SVT. You have to explain what it is. Means tell the term, and you will also tell that I will give you leaflets to read about it. So we will do the electrical record. We did an electrical recording of your child's heart. We call it as electrocardiogram. In the electrocardiogram, we saw some changes which favors this condition. So through this, we got to know that your child has this extra pathway, which is the cause for your child's sudden attack of racing heart. Okay, like this you will explain. But what you did was, when you are explaining, you're going on. So how you will give pauses? Now I will explain you how you will give pauses. Now, after you tell that, see, this is a normal 4-chambered heart. It has 2 upper chambers and 2 lower chambers. Normally, the electrical impulses travel in this way. You will tell SA, no, you will draw from this node to this node, and then it spreads to the lower chambers. Stop here, don't continue. Am I clear so far? Father says yes. And maybe he is not interested in your pathways drawings. He will jump to another question. He may say, doctor, I am not understanding all this. I am very worried, as my child, is my child going to die? He may jump to another question. You can answer him and then come back and explain what is WPW. It's okay, because his answering his concerns we are standing for. If he's asking about dying and we are continuing this, he will not concentrate. It is normal human nature that what is there in our mind, we will be expecting the answer for. We will not be. Now the father is more worried about this attack of this cyanosis and SOB, which is life threatening. So he's worried about dying. So when the best answer for is my child going to die, you can just convince him saying that at the moment we have already stabilized your child. That means stabilize also, if you feel that he has to understand, I say, we have brought him to the normal, and we will follow him up with the heart doctor. And also such episodes can happen with Jason in future, for which we will be teaching you the emergency action, and we will keep following up your child how often this episodes will happen, so that we can give the best treatment for him. At the moment at the moment we have stabilized him, and at the moment he is out of this life-threatening situation. Like this, you'll talk about at the moment. Now he is going to die or not going to die, that will be that is something like uncertain, which you cannot answer at the moment, right? Is it clear
Yes,
for you?
yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So now when you explain the pathway, pause here. You do one step and pause here. Suppose he said, okay, doctor, I understood. Then you go that there is an extra pathway which is very short and causing the impulses to pass very fast. So this is the cause for the racing heart. Again, ask him, am I clear so far? Yes. Then he may raise you another question. If he did not raise another question, go to the explanation of WPW. This condition, we call it as WPW. Then how did you got to know? If he asked, you will explain the ECG. Okay, is it clear so far? The
Yes, doctor.
only thing I want to tell you is most of the things you answered well, but you were not pausing, you were continuing. So I had so many questions. One of my questions was, when you asked previous knowledge, I did not want to answer you because I was worried about my why he was immersed in ice cold water without permission. So for that also you explained that sometimes in emergency situation we will not have time, we have to take an immediate action to control. And if no one is there with the child, if no one is there with the doctor has to take immediate action to control, with which you have to give him a positive here, telling that we controlled with just ice cold water. We did not put any drips and any medications for him. Okay, this was one. The another thing I wanted to ask about dying, is my child going to die? That I asked. And what else I had? This explanation of WPW, and I wanted to ask about the follow-up. And I wanted to ask about why did he dipped in the ice cold water. For this, the easy way to explain is, why the childs were see, I have heard from many people that nerve is not a jargon. Okay, nerve, you can say nerve, but no need to use the name of the nerve and all, because his father, no need to use any names like atrium, ventricles, AV node, SA node, vagus nerve, no need. Just tell him, she told, mashallah, she explained, but again I'm telling you, as soon as you put ice cold water on the child's face, you can just simply say there, because you have to cut short your sentences. The time limit is just 6 minutes, 6 minutes plus 3 minutes. In the last 3 minutes, you can take only one question maybe, because you should have time to give leaflets and also summarize. In case if the role player arrows you, but there are some role players who take you to till the last, the questions, it depends upon the role player. So the simple answer you can tell is, when we put, or when we put ice cold water on the child's face, there is a nerve in our body which gets stimulated and reduces the racing heart. Okay, reduces the rate of the racing heart. If you tell this one sentence, it's more than enough. This is what they expect you, that as soon as we put the ice cold water on the child's face, there is a nerve in our body which gets stimulated and it reduces the rate of this racing heart. So this is the way we control, this is the way we control your child's racing heart. And since it was an emergency situation and it needed an emergency action, we did it immediately, like this. Again, you can tell. Okay, so regarding my question, what should I do if it happens in the home? It is again a big topic, you know. So what our candidate Dr. Shobna told was good, that I will arrange a separate meeting for you to teach all the steps. What should you do at home? But you can tell that this is one of the remedy which you can easily do at home. As soon as you see the child is shortness of breath, loose, cyanosed, and the father now already knows that he's diagnosed with WPW, and this can be a recurring attack. And if they feel the racing heart, how the parents feel racing heart? Can you tell anyone? How the parents know that the child has racing heart? I don't think they will.
Putting the baby on the chest, they can
putting
feel
the
heart.
hand on the chest, baby's chest. Even you can do it whenever you get a febrile child in your clinic. Just if we put the hand on the baby's chest, we feel that how fast the heart is racing. So all these techniques has to be taught. And once he is known to have WPW and he has a racing heart and there is SOB, pallor, cyanosis, they will understand that something is happening. The first thing that will be thought to do at home is put the ice cold water on the child's face. And there are some other like Valsalva maneuvers and all, but you cannot apply for this child. He is just 2 months old, right? So for this child, the best option is putting the ice cold water on his face, or even they will do carotid massage, all those things. Okay, they will do carotid massage. But for this age child, best thing is the ice cold water. But you can go back and read in the NHS leaflet. As I had told you before, NHS leaflets are very important, especially read of the this WPW syndrome from Ghosh leaflets or any other NHS leaflet, no problem. This is the only thing. I think our communication went well. Only take home message for Dr. Shobna is she will stop every 30 seconds and she'll cross check with the role player. And she will not use this ECG, SVT without explaining them. And explanation should be first, then the word should come out of our body, mouth. And CPR, don't use this word. Don't go to the extent of CPR. Just tell him that some emergency management will be thought, like putting the ice cold water on the baby's face. And for more detailed, I will arrange you one more meeting, because basic life support CPR in itself is a big topic. We will not enter into it. Okay. Is it clear? All right. If anyone has any questions about this topic. No questions? Mashallah, we were all very clear. Okay, I want to tell you again, this WPW is a very common scenario in exam. It is keeping on coming from many years repeatedly. Okay, I think recently in Malaysia also it came in the recent exam. So please be ready to answer, because here there will be some difficult words which will be coming up. That is ECG. You have to explain, you have to draw the heart, draw the nodes, but don't tell any names. Explain to speak to a layman with a normal language. And you have to also explain what is WPW, the extra pathway. And regarding the follow-up and management which was asked, simply say that I will refer to the heart doctor, because the last thing is the operation, right? Again, anytime if you tell any parent operation, they will get panic. Avoid this, because by this stage definitely the cardiologist would have followed him, right? Avoid it telling here, because now he is already under what, under the stress of this SVT, seeing the child in cyanosis, SOB and pallor. Okay, because it is life threatening, the parent is worried. Now upon that, if you use the word of he may need operation, they will forget about all the medical management in their mind. They will think that, oh, my child has something bad which needs operation. So let's answer for this question, how should I follow up? So you will tell that she told very rightly, I will involve my consultant and we will refer to the heart doctor. And you will also tell that we will continuously monitor your child to see how often your child is getting these attacks. So the parents will also report to you. The parents will report to you how often his child is getting these attacks. If the child is getting attacks more often, he will be started on some medicines, and he will be further followed up for further management if anything needed by the heart doctor. Don't mention about operation here, because the father is already worried. It is the last stage which will be considered by the heart doctor. Okay, is it clear for the follow-up, the answer?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so most of the children, just by this vagal maneuver only, they will improve. This is a positive point which you have to tell, even though the father is angry, that it is good that your child got the racing of the heart is stopped, and the heart rate became normal just with the ice cold water without giving any medications. Okay, the same thing, communication is something like where you don't want to just waste, don't want to say anything else what is written in the paper for you. Means they will give you the introductory paper, right? Whatever they give, every line and every sentence is important. In 4 minutes in your paper, don't waste time in writing something in your paper. See, I will tell you before, in 4 minutes what you have to do in communication station. In 4 minutes what you have to do is first read this scenario well, and if there is some important points, underline it. Like the heart rate was 280 beats per minute, underline it. And or write it in your paper. Sorry, you cannot underline there. You write it in your paper. Something important highlights which you may forget. You may know the whole scenario, you may forget it. Okay, ice cold water immersed, and ECG diagnosis of WPW was done. So I have to explain the term ECG. I have to explain WPW. You'll write this. Once you write WPW, don't waste your time in drawing in within the this. In 4 minutes, you will also draw this. Okay, draw your heart. And I am drawing just fast. It is abnormal. It looks abnormal. Don't worry. Okay, your AV node, SA node, everything you will draw in this 4 minutes, whatever you want to tell. And also what is ECG, write it here so that you will not forget explaining ECG to the father. Okay, and always if you are a forgetting person, right here what I should ask, I should introduce myself, introduce, then I will what is this, attender, I will ask for the attender, and I will ask for the previous knowledge. Okay, these three you'll write, and at last you should not forget, so you'll write about leaflets and summary. Just in case if you want, you can look into the paper, but it will happen such that you will not look except for explaining this figure. Okay, so practice is very important. Unless you practice here or with your friends, you will not, it will be difficult. You will forget the steps in the exam for all stations. Okay, any questions about WPW before we go to the next scenario?
Assalamu alaikum. Doctor, if mother will ask, how can I prevent from these attacks in future? Are there some measures? So then what will be the answers?
What?
How can I prevent these attacks in future? And suppose are there some measures which if I will apply, I can prevent from frequent attacks?
Yeah, this is, no, you cannot prevent it, because this is something like an innate, inside there is extra pathway, right? You cannot do it anything, but this happens suddenly. Only what you can teach them is, once the attack happens, what action you can take. You have to be very clear whenever they ask such questions. You have to be very clear. You have to tell them that see, there is an extra pathway in your child's heart, which is the reason for this racing heart. This can happen anytime, but what we are teaching you is, when this happens, what action you can take it at home. Okay, you have to be very clear.
Okay.
You cannot
Yes.
so for this, to manage this extra pathway, we are referring to the heart doctor, as they are specialized in treating these patients like this. So you have to escape yourself putting on the heart doctor. Okay. Yeah, there's one question, what I will tell if he asks, is this runs in family? Actually, this question was asked, and there are in some places we have read that it runs in families, but it was undermarked for telling that it runs in families. When you don't know any question, not for every question, try to restrict this answer only for one question during the station, which really you don't know. So just tell them that I will check and come back to you. I am really not sure about it. I will check about it and come back to you. I think for me, this question was asked, and it was told that it runs in families, and I don't know how common the people know about it. It runs, but it is very rare, not very common. So sporadic is common. So what is common is common. So say that it is sporadic, or say I will check and come back to you. That is better. Okay. We'll just in 5 minutes, we'll start the next scenario. Whoever is the next candidate, please be ready. So the scenario for you is Rose is 6 weeks old baby who has been diagnosed with meningitis and is admitted. FY2 doctor has tried multiple times to get the IV access and was unable to get. After 1 hour, one of the ST3 doctors was able to get IV access and antibiotics were started. So mother is upset due to multiple pricks for the baby and also due to the delayed treatment. You have to speak to the mother regarding this. Okay.
Okay.
Clear? Baby's name is Rose, mother's name is Mary. Okay. I am keeping you the time. Once time finishes, I will let you know.
And baby is 6 weeks old, already diagnosed with meningitis or suspected?
Diagnosed, already diagnosed with meningitis and admitted as well. So multiple pricks for IV access by FY2, and ST3 got the IV access finally after 1 hour. So the mother is angry because the baby has to suffer multiple pricks and also treatment is delayed. So this is what is mother's.
Okay.
Okay, you can start now.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Dr. Reepa, one of the child doctors here. I hope I'm speaking to Miss Mary, mom of Rose.
Yes, doctor, it's me.
So Miss Mary, how would you like me to address you, please?
You can call me Mary, doctor.
Okay, thank you so much. I just heard that you wanted to speak to a doctor here. Please do tell me, what is it about?
Actually, I am feeling very bad, doctor, for the service provided here. My little baby, just 6 weeks now, they said that she has brain infection, and they did not even start the treatment. They delayed the treatment for her.
Oh, I'm so sorry that you're feeling this way, Miss Mary. But I would like to assure you that the treatment has been started for Rose, and I do know that there is a brain infection, and as you rightly mentioned, so yes, so the treatment has started.
Yes,
And
but it
yes.
was delayed. Means I have read in the internet that whenever there is brain infection, you have to start the antibiotics very fast, anti-bug treatment. But I see that they pricked my child everywhere. Every part of the body has been pricked, the hands, the legs, and everywhere. And finally, I was just keeping quiet because I want this treatment to be started early. But finally, I see that it was delayed more than an hour.
Yeah, I can only imagine what you have gone through, Miss Mary. And yeah, sometimes you are right that there was like we had to pricks were given for the baby, and then the antibiotic was started. So what you're telling is absolutely right. But I just want to mention to you that it's not easy to get an IV access. I hope you understand. IV means the route through which, you know, we have to give the medicine to the baby, that is through the veins of the baby. So it is really not easy because, you know, they are small babies, they're very tiny, and it's sometimes not possible to get it in one prick. I do understand that this has worried you a lot, but be assured now the treatment has started, and we have started the antibiotics. So I will update you regarding the progress of the baby.
Yes, but my concern is, why did this doctor went on trying again and again and again when he was not getting? Why didn't he call someone else and tried? Ultimately, he was not able to get, despite trying so many times. And the other doctor was able to get easily. When he knew that he's not able to, why did he tried so long with such a small child? This is what is annoying me.
Yeah, I do understand that it has hurt you a lot that so much time was taken and multiple pricks were given to the baby. But as I mentioned, it does happen that sometimes pricks are required. But yes, I will also look into it, that why so many pricks, because normally after 2 or 3 trials, we do call the next senior person in. But I have taken up your concern, and I will discuss it in our meeting when we have it. And of course, we also don't want any babies to be troubled. But it really is not easy to get an IV access so quickly in a baby.
Okay, doctor. So I want to ask you, what is now this is a bug infection of the brain. Is my baby is going to die?
Okay, so Miss Mary, we have started the treatment, and yeah, so there is a brain infection which we are suspecting, and we will be getting further reports regarding which, you know, kind of bug infection it is, and the antibiotics will be always upgraded depending on those reports. So at present, your baby is stable. As things proceed further, I will inform you. At present, your baby is stable.
Oh, okay, doctor. Actually, doctor, I don't want this doctor again to come to my baby and try for anything or give for any medications. This is a request. Can this be request followed? The doctor who pricked my baby.
Yeah. So okay. So we will try to, you know, make that doctor, you know, we'll try that the floor doctor duties are arranged in a way that if you are not comfortable with this particular doctor at this moment, we may try it. And but we'll have to discuss, you know, internally whether how the duties will be arranged in that case. But be assured, we will definitely try that, you know, another doctor is there to take care of the baby.
Okay, doctor, can you tell me how my baby can have some means some problems in future, because 3 minutes left.
Yes.
Because I know that brain infection can have some effect on the baby's brain, and they may have some problems in future. This is my worry. How do you tell about my baby?
Yes, yes. So, you have a valid concern there, Miss Mary, that what could be, you know, the after effects of this infection. But, you know, at present, it is too early to comment on this. This that, you know, what will be the degree of, if any sequelae, or we call it, you know, any after effects of this infection for the baby, because nowadays we have quite good antibiotics, and we could, you know, clear up the infection quite well. But as and when, we get to know about the progress of the baby, I would definitely let you know.
Okay. So, can I complain against this doctor? Can you guide me how to complain? Because really, this should not happen with any other child in your hospital.
Yes, Miss Mary. So, of course, there is a grievance system in place in NHS, and it is known as the PALS. Okay, and you can definitely contact them, and we have it in our hospital as well. So there is a system of addressing your grievances there again. But please be assured that it is really not easy to get an IV access in a small baby, and the doctors over here are all qualified, and they are all doing their very best for the care of the child.
Yeah, I agree with you, but my only why I want to complain is because when he was not able to get in 1 or 2 pricks, he would have stopped and tried with some other doctor. So this should not happen with anyone else. That's why I want to complain.
Okay, yeah, so you could definitely go through that route, and it is a part of the NHS system, and you have every right to do that. But just that I want to just reassure you that your baby is really in safe hands, and we are doing our best for the baby.
Okay.
So yes, Miss Mary, are there any other further
No,
concerns?
no, doctor, I don't have any other concerns.
Yeah, thank you. So I just would like to, just summarize here that we have discussed about your concern regarding Rose, and as and when we get to more and as and when we have more test results in our hand, we would definitely update you regarding the progress of your baby's health condition.
Okay. Tell about leaflets and
Yeah. As you mentioned about the bug infection, so we do have some leaflets, and just instead of Googling, I would recommend you to go through our websites, the official websites which we have, and I would also give you certain leaflets which you can definitely read. And if you have any more concerns, we are always here to help you.
okay, doctor. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I think time finished. Very few seconds left. Yeah, it's time finished now.
Okay.
So regarding the feedback, I think you did well. First, we'll go step by step. Always introduction and confirming that you're talking to the same person, which you did. You introduced yourself and confirmed. Okay. Then you asked about the previous knowledge. What does she know? That is good. Regarding the attendant,
Yeah,
I think this is something like the meningitis about which
yeah, I
you're
was
discussing. You should have asked about the attender, right?
Yeah, I was not actually in a Dr. Noor. I was thinking whether to ask or not.
Yeah. You are apologizing. This is a kind of apologizing scenario. Okay, it can go in 2 ways. It can go in 2 ways. Like I brought all the 2 ways here actually. But in the exam, all these things, complain and all was not raised. Okay, but I just said if they want, they can complain, for this also. So it can go in 2 ways. Mother is just angry here because of the multiple pricks and also delayed treatment. Because any baby who is septic in the septic, I think sepsis pathway, they say within
golden hour.
Within an hour, right? So here it was actually more than an hour. But yeah, we have to just convince that, as you said, what you're telling is right. The other things what we can use in the layman's language, which I want to tell you, is you can say that the tubes, the blood tubes of the babies are very small and thin.
Yeah.
Explain to them. If you want, you can draw also. you can say that the blood tubes of the baby are very small and thin. Actually, putting a needle becomes really difficult, sometimes even with experienced hands. Like this, you can say, just to
Yes.
save this, because he was just FY2. Okay.
Mhm.
But still, as because it is our department and our doctors, we
Yeah.
just say that it is so small, the baby's blood tubes will be so small and thin that sometimes even an experienced person can have problem. But still, we have more very good experienced doctors and nurses which will always overcome this problem. It's not that uh, even though we fail, somehow we get it. It's not that we just stay in failure, right? So we have to
Yes.
reassure the mother that we will do this. And when she asked this question, this is a critical question. Okay. So here,
Yes.
this scenario, take it like an apologizing scenario, and you have to apologize the mother from the beginning. Okay. I did not see you doing this. Apologize her because of the multiple pricks. As she's telling that he would have stopped with 1 or 2 pricks. Why did he went for here they mentioned multiple. If it was 1 or 2, they would have given the number, right?
Mhm.
The mother is angry because when he did not get 1 or 2, he would have stopped. Why did he went on pricking everywhere of the body, everywhere? That means he's not experienced. This is there in her mind. So just tell her that yeah, I apologize you for what has happened, but the good thing is, always after apologizing, tell them, I apologize you for what has happened, but the good thing is that we already have a line and your baby has already been given the antibiotics, and we have started the treatment, and we will try our level best to give the best for your baby. Okay. This you have to tell her and apologize her now and then. At least in apologizing scenario, you should see to it that you will apologize 3 to 4 times. Okay, at least. Then she told you that I don't want this doctor around my baby. Then you can simply tell, see, sometimes there will be situations such that I don't know whether you can change the duties or not, or that we cannot go into. So just tell her that see, anytime now, the problem with this doctor is only in taking IV line. Rest of the thing, there is no problem with him. Okay. So talk in such a way that you're not favoring it and you cannot 100% assure it. You got my
Yeah.
point. Talk to her in
Yeah.
such
So
a
I.
way that
Yeah.
you cannot
Yes.
100% tell her that he's not
Yes.
going to come here. And also tell that, so her main concern is IV line by this doctor. So tell her that suppose any time if this IV gets blocked or needs any other line, we will see to it that a well experienced person will come and get an IV access for your child, like this. Okay.
Yes.
This is the most easiest answer you can give. Regarding the follow-up, you said what you said was very right, because at the moment your baby is stable, and I cannot say that what sequelae is going to happen. But now we have a very good, well advanced antibiotics with which the meningitis is very well cured. But still, we will follow the growth of Rose in future to see that if any part of the brain is affected and if any assistance is needed. Okay. What you told was very good, but I'm just trying to repeat for the sake of others. So for this doctor, we don't know how far we can avoid, and we cannot assure, we don't know about the duties, how it will go. Sometimes what happens in the wards, maybe there is ST3 and ST4, and there will be these FY2s will be supporters. Suppose if they are with very serious patients, these
Mhm.
registrars, maybe it is difficult for them to come and follow up the normal children who are improving. So in such a situation, maybe he may need to come or something. So her worry is about IV line. We should assure her that indirectly that we will not give him again to try for an IV line.
Line.
Okay, this is how you will answer her in a way that you are neither telling no, neither telling yes. Okay, this is what, and otherwise all questions you answered. Regarding the pals, you should, whenever you say any word, better to tell it completely after telling pals.
Yeah.
Patient's advice and liaison service. I will
Service.
refer you to this and you can complain. But before that, you told it before actually that we will tell that we will have a meeting with our head of the department and also the head of the nursing and all the doctors and nurses, that these things should not be repeated again and again with any other babies, and we will assure that this will not be repeated with your baby again like this. Okay, I don't know whether they will do an incident report for this or not, I don't know. So when you don't know things, don't tell about it, but at least we can say that we will have a meeting, which you said already, with the chief of our department and all the doctors and also nursing head and nurses, so that such a situation should not be repeated with any baby. And if she still insists, you can refer her to PALS. What you did, I think the scenario went well. Only thing I want to tell you, when you explain the blood tubes, tell them it is very thin and
Small.
very difficult. uh, and other thing is, this, when she asked about this doctor should not be around, answer it in a way that you cannot 100% assure her and you cannot say yes or no. So just tell her that for an IV access, we will always see that we'll bring an experienced doctor so that he can do the best for your baby without doing multiple pricks like this. Okay,
Yes.
so the only thing is apologize. Apologize 3 to 4 times. This is very important. Okay.
Yes.
So our two scenarios today, WPW with this SVT, it will go with breaking bad news, almost like breaking bad news, right? It is not just information giving. You are also telling the father that about something new condition. Another one, this second scenario will go under like an apologizing scenario, like something wrong has been happened, which should not happen again. Okay, but it is not like some wrong medication is given, but still what I tell you is, whenever a person tries pricking, one prick, okay, second prick is maximum. I think he should not try more than it. Maybe you should leave the platform for someone else who can do it. Okay, this can happen with anyone, anytime, even with the experienced doctors or nurses. Okay, if any other comments can go ahead before we end the meeting. A special thanks to our participants, Dr. Shobna and Dr. Ripa. Both of you did well, mashallah. Only thing is, always see to it that follow the communication rules. Write in your paper, introduction, attender, previous knowledge. After these three things, you will enter into the body of the scenario, explaining the parents very clearly. And if any scenario you feel that needs to apologize the parents at least 3 to 4 times in a nice way. Okay, whenever you use the mnemonics like ECG, say ECG, but tell the complete term and explain it. You said PALS, explain the complete term. But suppose in the heat of the exam, if you don't remember what is PALS or something, just tell there is a complaint service in our hospital for which I will refer. Suppose if you don't remember names, don't utter the names. It's okay. This is communication where your knowledge is not tested. Here it is tested how you communicate with the patient. This is what we call it as art of communication, and making them understand in a nice and right way. That means even though they are shouting, you should be calm and cool and you should also, if they are crying, you should feel bad. You should also, your face shouldn't be like smiling and this. You should keep calm and quiet, offer them tissue and water, whatever. Once they are fine, you have to take their permission before proceeding. Can I communicate with you now? Is it okay for you, or we will delay this meeting? Even this question can be asked. And since this is an exam situation, don't worry that no one will tell you, yes, I will delay. Okay, they will be trained to tell that, no, 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 I am okay, continue like this. Okay. Okay, then thank you all. And one more thing I want to tell you,